It all started on a Thursday, when Detective Inspector Evelyn Park answered a 3:12 a.m. call from the Cavendish Laboratory in Cambridge. The date was November 14th, 2019. A prototype called the Mnemosyne Array, a compact device designed to record and replay human sensory memory for therapeutic research, had been taken from a locked vault. Its creator, Dr. Samuel Finch, was found a few hours later on the bank of the River Cam, unresponsive, and later pronounced dead at Addenbrooke's Hospital. The coroners would call it an acute anoxic event, but the evidence that followed made the case read like something out of a future already arrived. Witness statements were sparse. Night staff reported seeing a lone bicycle by the back gate and a silhouette on the lab's CCTV at 2:46 a.m. But when cyber forensics reviewed the footage, frames around the theft were smeared with a crystalline interference that standard error correction could not explain. Dr. Aisha Malik, a materials scientist at the University of Cambridge, found microscopic flakes on the vault door that matched no known alloy. Under electron microscopy, they refracted information in small, time-stamped patterns that suggested the presence of a rewritable phase memory substrate. Scotland Yard's Specialist Crime Directorate took command. D.I. Park assembled a team that spliced old-style police work with a nascent field, heretofore mostly academic: neuroforensics. The Mnemosyne Array had been designed to sample hippocampal activity and encode it into a coherent sensory file. In private hands, it could become a tool for perfect alibi construction, or for erasing a witness from their own past. The investigation unearthed a marketization chain that read dispassionately in detainee 1045 files. A doctoral candidate in neuroengineering, Joshua Reed, had been consulting with Dr. Finch. Reed's accounts showed unexplained cash deposits and a series of encrypted messages to a London contact named Elias Tan. Reed vanished the night of the theft. A break came when a retired security guard, walking Midsummer Common at dawn, noticed a man attempting to sell a small crystalline shard to a street vendor near King's Parade. The shard, when examined under lab equipment, contained a compressed imprint of a living room conversation. Dr. Finch arguing about intellectual property with someone named Elias. The imprint was corrupt, cut by a deliberate overwrite. That corruption proved crucial. Someone had attempted to remove Finch from his own memory of events. Between Cambridge and London, the trail led to an underground ring of litigants and private investigators who had been buying memory clips to manufacture alibis. At a safe house in Whitechapel, officers found an array wired to a cheap laptop, dozens of labeled memory capsules, and a ledger of clients, including a private solicitor, who had used edited memories to sabotage depositions. The arrest of Elias Tan in Bethnal Green produced legal fireworks. Tan refused to comment, but the forensic lab recovered partial reconstructions of 7 memories that matched witnesses in pending trials. In the Old Bailey proceedings that followed, the prosecution played reconstructed sensory files for jurors, while experts explained how an implanted sensory clip could create a plausible false testimony. Defense lawyers argued admissibility and the unreliability of reconstructed memory. But the jury convicted Tan and 3 accomplices of conspiracy to pervert the course of justice and theft of intellectual property. Cambridge, the trial, and the cropped footage of Finch's last hours remained controversial. Joshua Reed was found months later in a hostel in Ely, suffering from severe guilt and drug-induced psychosis. He testified that Finch had entrusted him with the array to secure funding, and that Elias had coerced him into handing over the device. Reed's
My lord, we are
testimony,
prepared to present the
inconsistent and
Proceed,
haunted,
but be precise.
prompted a
Jury will take
parliamentary
place.
inquiry.
Of course, my lord. Playing now.
What began as
The
one
scientist,
laboratory
he entrusted me
break-in
with the device.
became a national
But I
reckoning.
was coerced.
The
Pressured
government
by the intellect
fast-tracked
human. I
legislation
never wanted
regulating
any of this, I'm sorry.
neuroencoding devices. Universities enacted strict chain of custody protocols. The Cavendish Laboratory installed biometric sequestration and a memorial plaque for Dr. Finch on its brick facade. D.I. Park later said the case taught her that technology shifts the nature of motive and means. Memory had turned into a currency, a weapon, and a commodity. The Cambridgeshire Mnemosyne theft now appears in legal textbooks as a turning point, cited in debates about consent, the right to an unaltered past, and the danger of outsourcing truth to machines. For the people involved, it was a crime that blurred the line between what we remember and what others can make us remember. And it left a city asking how to police the most intimate evidence of all.